The pressing needs back in 1996 were first and foremost to see if we could actually get enough members to satisfy the minimum requirements to establish a chapter.
It was just at the beginning. We have only had 35 members, about 150 candidates taking the CFA program. So it really was about CFA awareness and CFA education.
When I became president in 1999, one of the pressing needs was to start expanding the CFA profile more broadly within the community.
I put in place a series of committees so that younger members could get involved. We could expand the leadership team. I was the first female president of the CFA Society, and the next three presidents were also female, of what is, was and probably still is a fairly male-dominated industry.
We were really at a point where we were kind of on the cusp of relevance. We needed to increase our involvement in public policy, in advocacy. We needed also to improve the quality of candidate and member education.
Sydney's a long way away from global capital markets, and being part of the broader CFA family meant that we could become more connected, and we could access educational opportunities. We could bring speakers from the US and Europe down to Australia and speak to our members.
My first big CFA moment, I think, was when I went to my first Society Leaders Conference in Washington. You enter this room and all of a sudden you're surrounded by 1,000 people, all these other CFA volunteers from around the world, and you really realise the global nature of what this CFA movement or qualification is.
I find it amazing how often I talk to professionals in other industries and they don't have a global organisation.
I believe very, very, very strongly in the CFA designation. I actually think that in terms of the finance industry, it's the most practical, most useful set of education that you can have to get you set up in the industry. We speak a common language, and that is really important to me.
At the time I was president, I think the needs we had were spending less time in our board meetings on operational day-to-day things, and then bringing us up to a higher level to focus on the future of the society.
Fundamentally, being able to demonstrate as a group that anyone who's a charter holder is essentially able to represent the best standards, both in terms of professional, technical expertise, as well as also professional ethics and standards.
In 5 years' time, the CFA Society of Sydney, I think the idea of CFA societies of Australia will be a much bigger thing. And I think you'll also find us, as we do now, continuing to punch above our weight in terms of the influence that we can have on shaping the financial services industry in Australia.